Welcome to the Landscape Photography Vlogcast, hosted by myself, Tom Peters, aka the Photo Ninja, all the way up north, Paul Thompson Photography, and Struth mate, it's Matt Bishop. We cover all things photography and chat to some of the best photography minds in the business. Put your feet up, the kettle on, and let's jump straight into this week's Vlogcast.
Now I know how you feel, Tom. You're like in this corner, little tiny little room. You're in the corner. You're like, okay, guys, let's do a podcast. All right. So, is this recording? Seriously?
Yeah, we just left it recording. I'll just cut it.
That's good. This is good stuff. Yeah. Okay, where were we? So we were saying that the interest is there, obviously, because you two guys are, heavily into YouTube, and you have been for quite a while now, and you've got, a fair bit of experience using YouTube. So why do you use it?
Do you want to go first? Or me go first?
Well, for me, it used to be when I first started doing it, and I wasn't full time. It forced me to get out. It made me get out and create content, and be that images or be that video, whatever it might be. It forced me to get out and actually shoot and improve more quickly, I suppose. Now that I've gone full time, it's slightly different in that I guess what I'm trying to do is promote what I'm trying to do with my photography, really, more than I was before. Be that through workshops or the places I visit, or whatever it might be. It's changed the dynamics slightly. Although I don't want my channel just to solely turn into one big sort of advert, if you know what I mean. I want to keep it as it was. Personal.
Honest.
Yeah. But then you have to think about the bigger picture as well now.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't want it to deviate too much, you know what I mean? I don't want it to go too much down the commercial route. I want to try and keep it like it always was, if possible.
So for you to go out and just take images alone wasn't enough for you. You were saying that it gave you a reason to go out to do the vlogging. You found that just videos, I mean just images for you, just going out and taking photos wasn't enough stimulus. You needed to do something more. You needed to interact with the public to get that stimulus.
Because I guess at first, when you first trying to make a mark with your photography, it's not that easy just to do it with your images. So if you're able to kind of provide the bigger picture and the bigger story to how you took those images, where you were, what you did, it helps you sort of reach more people than you actually would.
That's interesting. It's funny because, I mean, you guys know that I just started using YouTube recently, and I've actually found that I've lost people by using YouTube. I was better off just showing people my images. Now they know who they am and they hate me. What about you, Tom?
You've got to elaborate on that. Yeah,
it's like, that guy's a good photographer. Oh, we know he isn't. He's a wanker. No, we're not going to watch his stuff anymore.
I don't know. You do put yourself out there, obviously, for judgment, don't you?
You do.
There's a downside to it, but mine's stories are very similar to Paul's. Really, not so much forced me to go out because at the time I never had kids. Wow, as such, I didn't have Willow, so it was it wasn't so much that it forced me, and I had to grab minimal time when I had it. It was more for learning purposes, really. I just felt like if I was on YouTube doing it, and to be fair, I'm that sort of person where I don't really care what people think. So that didn't bother me. I didn't care if I did something wrong and someone said, "Look, you're an idiot. You should do it." I would just ignore them. It's more of it makes you feel as if you're a part of the photography community, which then spurs you on, and it's just at the time it's just a nice place to be. Makes you feel like you're a part of something. And I needed that little boost because I always try and keep my stuff real. So if I'm not very good, then I think it comes across in the video. So people would message me and be like, "Love that image, keep going, mate," or So most people, genuine people, are quite nice generally.
Yeah, it's encouraging, isn't it?
Yeah, it's courage. It's helped me.
It can be. Yeah.
And now, further on down the line, sort of 8 years down the line, with photography, not YouTube, I feel like it's helped me in different ways now. Obviously, because I'm not like Paul, I'm not full time, so it's not the same. But now I feel like if I want, like, we want to do a workshop, or it just goes hand in hand. It's just a part of social media. It's just like Instagram. It helps. All the little avenues will help build your name, build your portfolio, showcase your work. So,
yeah.
Does it build your portfolio not just because of photography, because people actually get to know who you are as a person and they want to actually get to meet you?
Yeah, I think so. I think I did a art fair the other day, very unsuccessfully, I might say.
Welcome to my world.
I'm definitely out of pocket. I've definitely got a pile of prints over there that I haven't sold yet. But anyway, people knew me when I went. It was a bit weird. A few people recognised me. I think people, when they buy your print or see something online, they think they feel like they know a bit about the story, especially when some of the images I sell, I've actually vlogged.
Yeah.
When we had bluebell season earlier in the year, I did a series of videos on them. I sold quite a lot of bluebell shots, and when I sold the print, I said, "Look, you go and watch the video. You can see how I made it."
Yeah.
So YouTube
Excuse me.
works in so many different ways, and I do think it can add value to what you were trying to do and sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps to tell a story behind it, doesn't it? Really.
So.
Sometimes the image just isn't enough, or just a small phrase when you post an image up onto social media just quite isn't enough. People don't understand, or they don't actually have the time to actually look at the image to try and understand it. Whereas, YouTube gives an image the possibility to actually show some value behind what it was like to actually take that image to begin with. You had to travel to get there. Yeah. You had to walk through mud with your gumboots on and, get malaria and,
Wellies, mate.
Wellies. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, gum. Yeah. It's like G-strings. What do you call them?
Thongs.
Yeah, see, thongs we wear on our feet in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like your video, you have an issue sometimes where people say, "You want how much for a print?" And a lot of the time, people don't actually realize the work that's gone into a print, into capturing the image to sell on as a print. So the YouTube video is actually a big help in that case, because you say, "Well, this is what it took. I had to pay for the fuel. I had to go to this place. I had to pay for overnight stays or whatever. I had to, whatever it might be." It helps to tell the story of how much work went into getting that image.
That's it.
Yeah, it does. It puts value behind it. It's important.
You mentioned the argument with your wife because you missed your kids' football.
Yeah.
Because you're out in the van. It's all adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
But like kind of what Matt was saying as well was, most people, like, you're trying to sell a print to, I don't know, maybe not someone who's interested in art or photography, or someone you're trying to catch someone's eye and make them make an impulse buy. That doesn't happen on Instagram, does it? Like, like we've talked about before, it's not even 3 seconds, is it? They look at on average.
Yeah.
So if you could add a bit more attraction to that image and try and pull someone away and look at your website, or if you've got a bigger picture that all ties in together, then why not?
Yeah, so that's the hard thing to do today with images, isn't it? Because we're so saturated with them, and so many fronts. It's people just don't have that attention span to actually stop and look.
Yeah,
do
this
they?
is it's
It's just incredible. I mean, if you think every single day we pick up our phones, we turn on these social media platforms, and we're just completely saturated with the best work of hundreds of thousands of photographers. Just bang, 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 bang.
yeah.
And you just scroll down and just go, yep, no, yep, no, yep, no, like, oh, that's nice. I'll put a comment on
Yeah.
that. Boom. And then you go on again. And there's just no attention span, is there? And that goes for everybody. And to be honest, I actually think I have an attention span for the people I follow, because if they put an image out there, I'll actually look at it
Yeah.
and spend a bit of time looking at it, regardless of whether I think it's good or not, just out of respect of that image itself. And so going back to that YouTube thing, you think that sort of it helps to give a bit of value behind your photography beyond the just posting an image onto social media.
Definitely.
That's interesting. For me, it probably hasn't gone that way. It's gone reverse.
Well, for now, but I think that happens at the time, mate. I think when you first start doing it, you do get a bit of pushback. It's weird.
So what makes a good YouTube channel for a landscape photographer? What do you guys look at?
When you find out, let me know.
Landscape photographer.
I haven't got a clue.
I don't really know what the answer to that question is, but I do know that people will pick up on things if they feel like you're not being false or following trends. Yeah, all right. You might, if you do a 5 tips video, you might gain a few new faces looking at it, but only for Instagram look.
Yeah.
They might watch the video for 30 seconds, 2 minutes maybe. And they're gone. They're not going to subscribe. They're not going to comment, and then they're gone again. So I don't really see the point in doing something like that unless it's really adding value or true to you as a person.
Yeah. Which is kind of... Sorry, it's butting, mate.
You go, mate.
Which is kind of what I was saying to Matt the other day. That's what I was saying to you about having like a core group of people that actually take the time to follow what you do and comment and like what you do. Is if you can concentrate on those people, then the rest will follow, kind of thing, because those are the most important people, the ones that actually take the time to actually like what you do.
It's so frustrating though, isn't it? Like, because we all know how much work you have to put in taking an image and stick a video on that.
Yeah.
And
it takes a lot.
And then the editing on that, and then late nights, and then you get all G'd up for the big post button and 3
and then nothing happens.
Yeah. Thumbs down straight away within about 2 seconds of...
But every time you put that post button, there's always that thing in the back of your head that says, oh, this one's going to make it. It's going to go mental, isn't it? And it just doesn't happen.
But that's what pushes you on, mate. Next one's going to do it. The next one's going to do it.
Yeah, look, I think it's a case of you kind of miss the boat, isn't it, really? Not because you're not a good photographer or you're not good at vlogging. You feel like you've missed the boat, and there's so many guys out that are doing it. I mean, there's actually new photographers too that are out that have got YouTube channels. I mean, I'm never one to bring up names. You don't know that, especially when the record button's on, but I'll tell you guys later. I can't understand someone who sets up a YouTube channel and claims to be a landscape photographer and then puts out a video, and 2 months down the track, they've uploaded a video within an hour and they've got 50,000 views. And I think, hang on a second. You're going to tell me that in 1 hour you had 50,000 landscape photographers connected onto YouTube who watched that video and liked it and commented on it too? There's something that's not quite right there. And I think as we all know that Instagram was abused early on, as was 500px, not so much Facebook. People bought followers, they bought comments, they bought likes, they bought visualizations. And look, don't quote me on it, but I think a lot of people are doing it on YouTube, because I don't really see how it's possible that someone can jump on YouTube, open up a YouTube channel, and all of a sudden just become famous overnight. I'm sure that there's people out there using other systems. But like I said, don't quote me on it. But I honestly can't see how it's possible that these people can, I look at you two, you guys have been doing videos for years, and I've been following your guys' work on YouTube for years. And, it's realistic. You put a video out there, you've got realistic people that are watching it, and you might upload a video and you got 500 views after 24 hours. That's realistic, because that's actually how many landscape photographers that follow you are actually watching the video. And I just can't understand how there would be 50,000 people watching that video in an hour. For me, it doesn't work. I think there's a few there's a few issues there with YouTube, and it's unfortunate because guys like you have been working so hard for so long to build up an audience and tell your story are penaltied because of it.
Yeah, I have noticed recently, probably the last 6 months, well, actually since sort of lockdown time, I was expecting my views to go up, considering people was at home. But I would say that if anything, they've gone down.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
For me, anyway. Yeah.
I was the same.
Okay.
We've talked about it, and I was the same.
I used to get maybe 1,000 to 2,000 views a week within the first week. Now I'm lucky if I get. To be fair, I haven't been very consistent recently, which obviously YouTube isn't like that. But when I was sort of going 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was doing one every week, and I'd be lucky if I got 500 in a week.
Yeah,
it's been like that, but that's been like that for 9 months, Paul, maybe 12 months.
Yeah,
and that's due to inconsistency, you think?
No,
not originally.
I think it's due to influx of new people doing it during lockdown.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would actually work where, right, everybody's at home, they're going to have nothing to do, they're just going to sit and watch. But no, what happened was everybody was going out and trying to start their own channels.
It's my fault, because I met you two guys and I started doing a YouTube channel, so it must be my fault.
Yeah, just blame you.
See, all the traffic is going onto my channel now, you see, and you guys are suffering because of it.
I must admit, I think a lot of people listen to podcasts now. That's got to have some effect. I know.
Don't listen to podcasts; they're horrible. What would you listen to one of them for? My God, wasting your time.
I don't know about you, but I find myself listening to podcasts on when I'm driving now, rather than the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely.
I never used to. I used to just listen to radio or put a playlist on or something. But I never. That's got to have an effect, I would say, which I never thought of. I just like Paul. I just assume people would be sat home with their feet up watching us. But it turns out they thought, "Sorry, I'm going to get a camera and do it myself."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And especially in the UK, I think the UK's got a massive amount of vloggers.
I would say it's one of the biggest.
I almost feel like every second landscape photographer of the UK is vlogging these days. It's a growing trend.
Yeah,
we have Thomas Heaton to blame for that.
Yeah, well, he's definitely the first major one, wasn't he? Really, but the same token, I think everybody just decided that they wanted to give it a try. I think there'll come a time when all of this mess is over, where it'll settle back down again, and the people that were trying it will just think, nah, too much work for me.
Because let's be honest, don't we, Paul and Matt, and you're finding out as well. It is a long for the average person who is doing a video a week or every 2 weeks, or a realistic schedule.
Yeah,
it's a slow burner, and even if you're putting out a video every week and you're smashing the content out and you're getting amazing images, the algorithm's still the algorithm, and you're still going to get average views, and it's going to be for a long haul. And I think the Thomas Heatons and stuff have obviously long gone, But
Yeah, it doesn't work like that anymore.
But the same,
No, it doesn't. I mean, you're talking about photographers that started out doing it when there was no one else doing it.
But the people that have started will get fed up. Like I do believe that, and
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
and I do think sometimes slow and steady always wins a race, and you just got to keep. I like doing it anyway. I'm not doing it for the views or the money.
Well, you're not certainly doing it for the money, because let's face it.
I do it because I enjoy doing it. I'm still going to do it.
You enjoy telling your story.
Yeah.
That's the end of the,
I like the interaction as well. It comes with it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Well, now we're... Sorry, mate.
As I say, I get quite a lot of comments and the same people every week. Quite nice.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
You get that core group of people every time, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's quite nice. I haven't uploaded a video for probably 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And I've had 10 or 15 messages. People are saying, where are you? What are you doing? Which is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a channel today. I was doing some ironing. Sorry, I've got a broken foot. I'm at home and I've got some domestic time, so I was ironing clothes in front of the television. And
Of course
seriously,
You've got to say that. Your missus is right there now, haven't you?
No, she's asleep. And there was this Northern European guy. I don't know if he was Dutch. I actually don't know where he was from. He had a voice like this and the long, scraggy hair, and he was in the middle of the Antarctica or somewhere in the middle of nowhere on his own. He had like a shotgun hanging out of his backpack, and he was out in the wild.
Oh, I know who you've been watching Martin Hilmer, haven't you?
Yeah. God, that guy's good.
He's amazing.
And it's not just about the photography; it's about surviving out in the wilderness.
He's amazing.
He was out there camping with guys who were showing him how to, to drill sap out of a tree to survive off the sugar, and he was taking a photo. He's so excited. He was in the middle of nowhere, and there was a seal that came out of the water, and he took a photo of the seal. And the seal, the photo was nothing special, but because you've seen the whole story behind it, it just gave that photo an intense amount of value. And I'm going to watch more of that guy's channel.
He's amazing.
It's very, 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 very slow videos, very in-depth. You've got to have the time to sit down and watch them and absorb them. But it was actually it's the first time I've ever seen it, and I haven't been watching YouTube much lately. And today, because I was ironing, I sort of kicked back and watched it, and I was like, oh God, I want to be this guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. I really like him.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah. Where is he from?
He's from. Is he Denmark or somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to watch more. I watched I always watch his stuff. I have for years. But he was shooting. Was it the muskrats or the big sort of buffalo-looking things?
Yeah.
I don't know whether he was in Poland. He was with a Polish guy, I'm sure, shooting them as well. And they're amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the images he gets these I think they're called muskrats, or anyway, they're like a big wildebeest, not a wildebeest, like buffalo-looking thing, and like through the trees, and there was like snow falling at 45 degrees, and he sort of
it was awesome, wasn't it?
He focused real pin sharp on the eye, and he had all this snow blurred across with the tree. Oh, mate.
He's got like a 600mm lens, Nikon.
Yeah. But the way I don't know how he videos, and he talks like this, and he also quiet. How to talk, maneuver, place things, and not disturb the wildlife he's photographing, and get good shots at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, we think our job's hard.
Yeah, I would love. I briefly watched two videos of his today, and I thought, this guy knows what he's doing. I would actually like to see a lot more, and it's rare today that I actually see a YouTube channel, and I want to see more. But someone like that, I thought, I can't wait to kick back and watch another movie of that guy. Yeah. It's just not about the photography. It's just about everything around it. It's addictive. It's outdoors. It's absorbing nature, culture, all those things together. You know, like you guys saw that video I put out last week. And I mean, it's nothing compared to any good YouTuber out there, any vlogger. Obviously, I'm new to it, but the excitement I had to be able to put out a video and have some Italian culture behind it, have my mates picking porcini mushrooms off the forest floor while I was out there photographing and having a big Italian lunch all together, it just made everything so complete. And that guy does it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, even if he went out and he didn't photograph, who cares?
Yeah, he tells the
You know,
story.
he does, yeah. It's a shame that there's not more guys out there like that do that type of stuff, because some things are just so repetitive, aren't they? You know, hop in the car, they say, okay, so in the car they're doing a selfie of themselves, driving in the car saying, today I'm going to, you know, to Lockenstoff Falls. And, you know, they arrive at the picnic area, they do the distant video of themselves pulling their camera bag out of the back of the car, they close the boot, walk through the forest and set up their scene and show everyone their composition, and the video's done. So it's good to see something different. Yeah, definitely. That's why us three guys need to get together and do a video and go mental somewhere and
I can't wait. I can't wait.
show them how it's done. Yeah.
You're
Can't wait to
modest
do
as
it.
well, mate, by the way. Hey?
Hey?
What's
So
that,
you're
buddy?
very modest as well. Your stuff's very good. Don't put yourself down, Bruce. Let's just leave that to me and Paul.
Oh, okay.
We're constantly second guessing what we're doing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Morton's he's not scared to run and gun neither, is he?
No.
Like I know when I think everyone goes through phases of vlogging and then doing tripod work. But he's always mixing it up, which sort of sets the tension, doesn't it? Like sometimes he's stood stationary and then he's like he's sort of like, and then he's handheld. I learned quite a lot off of him.
So people who are listening, how do you say his name exactly?
Morton Hilmer.
Morton Hilmer.
Morton Hilmer. Okay. Morton, if you're listening, we're going to get you on our next podcast,
I'd
mate.
love to have him on.
Yeah, I'd love to get him on. He's superb.
Definitely.
So
So
You go, Tom. I'll have a sip of my Prosecco. You go for it,
is
mate.
Paul going to jump in here as well?
yeah, we're just all going to dive in.
I was just going to say how quickly before we move on, how do we feel about vlogging in front of people?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I hate. How do I put it? If it's another vlogger, I feel more at ease than I do if it's a member of the public. And I think that's purely because I think the other vlogger knows how you feel, whereas a member of the public just looks at you and think, "What the hell's that weirdo doing, walking around talking to himself?" I just find it a lot easier to work in front of people who do the same as you.
Who know what you're feeling. Okay. Tom?
I'm not overly confident, but I'm a lot better than I was. It's kind of like when you first used to hear your voice when you was editing your videos and you think, oh my God. Oh, what a helmet. I sound like a nutter. I don't sound like
So if you both have, you know, confidence issues in talking, or there's something uncomfortable about talking in front of a camera, why do you do it?
it's that I was just get on to. It's kind of like a personal achievement.
Yeah.
Like I'm working on my own personal things at the same time. It's like a barrier that you're trying to improve on each time you do it, I think.
It's like therapy for me. It's like it's like free therapy sessions with nobody responding.
It's like sitting in the doctor's chair, but the doctor's not in his studio. Yeah, he's got to the pub for a beer. Yeah.
That's the one. It's just, I don't know. It's I guess my biggest thing is I don't like talking in front of groups of people. So how can I get around that? Well, I'll just do it on camera, and I can talk to a huge group of people without actually being there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I did a camera talk once. I've only done one, and oh my god, I've never been so nervous in all my life. But but I could have never have even said yes to that 4 years prior, after with having not done the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
It really helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still scared of it, but I did entertain the idea and did do it, and I really enjoyed it once I'd done it. Yeah. Well, but I take it you couldn't give a monkey's, mate, could you? Because you're a loudmouth Aussie, More people you're in the street with that.
Did you know I actually never entered my mind that I wanted to do a channel? I actually didn't even think about it. It's not like I didn't care. It actually never entered my mind.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I went to when I took a group out to my last workshop in Patagonia, and I decided to document it. And it was purely to document it for the people who went on it to see it. And I thought, well, okay, at this point, I may as well just put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I made it very, very simple, and it was very shabby. You can see it on YouTube if you want. It's actually horrible because I just had an old camera, an extra, like a Fuji X10 or something or other was an extra camera that I had with me, and I was just filming everything. And so I just uploaded day by day of the workshop and just put it up on YouTube, and it was just a nice reference point just for memories of the workshop. And when I did it, I thought, it's actually not bad, but I'm completely ignorant to how you would put a video together, how you would put music on it, or, anything really. And kind of not that long after that, I think, as it happens when, you start getting a bit of a name, people start asking you to do product reviews and things like that. So you start putting up a few product reviews and stuff on YouTube. Actually, probably which I did, quite a few years ago now. And I think it was recently, around the same time I met you blokes, that I thought, maybe I should give it a go. I actually probably think I've got a bit of a story to tell.
Yeah.
And it just sort of all fell into place then when I realised I actually had a story to tell beyond my photography. For me to actually pick up a camera and talk in front of it, and it's just 100% completely natural.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't even faze me for a second. But for me, I never felt a need for it, and I actually don't when I'm out on field now. But the urge to do it is there because I think that there's people that want to listen. They actually just don't know that I exist on YouTube. That's just like a slow growth thing, I think.
Well, you've got the good thing you've got going for you is I always used to struggle with. I was great at doing all the B-roll, but I kept forgetting to put all the talking parts in. You never shut up, mate, so you're fine.
No, I don't. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
So you've got it naturally that way. You can talk in front of camera, no problem at all.
It's my dad's fault. See, my dad was a mad fisherman back in his day, and I remember it was back in the 80s, and I was only a little kid, and my dad had a boat, and he used to go out on the weekends with all his friends, and they'd get a few slabs of beer, and they'd go out fishing.
Yeah.
And they called the name of the boat Jabba, Jabba. Jabba basically just means you jab.
Yeah.
You just chat nonstop. Because my dad out in the boat, they never shut up, so they called the boat Jabba. And I inherited that. If I enjoy something, you never shut me up.
It's not a bad trait to have, mate, I'll tell you.
If I'm not talking, it means I'm not interested.
That's a good point, actually. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the stories I've told him in the past where he's just not said a word.
But he's gone quiet, yeah.
It's gone quiet.
It never happens.
Okay, out of respect, I'm trying to be quiet lately because otherwise this is fucking me talking all the time. Anyway, yeah. So look, yeah, it's a good front to be on. I think YouTube, and obviously it's becoming one of those mediums that's being saturated now too. And it's I think it's a shame that guys like you don't get more of an audience. I can remember the first time I saw you, Paul, on YouTube, and I remember saying to you back then, it's actually very, very soothing to see your channel on there because you come across as just someone just very laid back, relaxed, and honest on field.
Yeah.
And that comes across. And same with you, Tom. There's no jazzy music in the background to make the scene or whatever it might be, or you might get an image and I don't know, do something with it in post-production to make it stand out and say, hey, look what I can do with this scene. I mean, your images match, what was actually filmed that day, and people can relate to that. And it's a beautiful front to be on.
Yeah,
so
that's good to know, because it's always something I've wanted to really focus on, is not kind of portraying something that isn't real.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to people out there that want to do a YouTube channel? I mean, how do you start off? What equipment do you need?
Well, to be honest with you, you just need a phone, don't you, really? If you was...
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could just do it all by phone now.
If you've got your stills camera and you're solely a photographer, then I would just say grab your phone and just do some Instagram stories or some YouTube shorts, the smaller stuff, portraits, and I would just do something like that initially. Or just video yourself and stick it on YouTube, set it as private, and just leave it on there.
Yeah.
You've got to pay it. I did that
until you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. Only the pressure we put on ourselves, but I would really try and influence someone to just do what they feel comfortable with, be what they do. I mean, like act how they would shoot. Just don't do anything that they wouldn't normally do, and just be true to the images they take. And upload it and set it as private. And when the time's right, you'll know. And another thing, I do think you don't having a little sort of a thick skin.
Well, let's move on to the negatives then. All right, because we're moving on to the thick skin thing. Let's go on with the.
I would say 90% of 95% of my comments and feedback are good. But if you're the type of person, not like me, someone who's a bit more sensitive,
like me,
it's hard to ignore them comments that you get, isn't it, Paul?
Well, for me, honestly, I can have a stack load of really positive comments, but it's that one negative one that grates on me.
Yeah.
And it'll do my head in. And I know I shouldn't let it do my head in, but it's like tonight I put a video out tonight, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it. I'm just timing it, in about a minute into it being uploaded, there goes the first thumb down. And I know for a fact it's the same prick that does it every time. But it sounds ridiculous, but it gets to you. Because you're thinking, for a fact every time you put a video, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
what's his name? No, I'm just joking.
If I could find out, it would be great, but you can't.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
just block him, mate. Can't you just block it?
It's one of those things, though, where I just don't understand the logic of it being there, the thumbs down.
Yeah.
Because to me, if you don't like something, don't watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't actually want to take the time to watch it, you don't like what you're watching, just don't watch it. But to have actually take the time out to give a thumbs down or leave a snarky comment, I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't really understand. Like, Instagram have introduced this invisible like thing. If you want to sort of participate in that, YouTube really are a bit behind with it. I don't really understand, like you, Paul, what is the point of a thumbs down? Because thumbs ups, comments, shares, likes, what you want to call it, all adds apparently to the algorithm to make you go up.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of a thumbs down? Does that mean that you drop off even further down the
No.
pecking order?
It means that this is the best of it. It's still classed as engagement. So
See, I class it as engagement. I mean, if I get bad comments anywhere, even on an image of mine, and someone says something, I class that as an engagement, and I class it as something positive. It means that someone's taken their time to actually evaluate something of mine, and if they've evaluated it and given it something negative, I look at the other 95% and I say, okay, well, if I've got 95% positive feedback and I've got this 5%, which may be one person or could be 10 people who have given negative, I actually look at it on a positive scale, because you cannot please everybody. If someone actually goes out of their way to do something, I'm sorry for them.
yeah.
But I don't look at it as a negative thing. I actually feel sorry for those people if they're actually going out of their way to be negative, because that shouldn't affect you as a person. That means that person's taking their time out of their way to try and deliberately offend you, and that's something that's an issue with them, not with you.
Yeah, but
if anyone,
I find that hard to kind of get into my head. That's the problem, I guess.
Yeah, but it's easy to hide behind the back of a keyboard. And type away. Okay, in reality, when you're in someone's face, these things don't happen. Our relationships are different. When you're behind the back of a keyboard, you can hide behind the world and escape and say and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's not reality. Reality doesn't work like that. When we're in someone's face, that just doesn't happen.
No, for sure.
So don't look at it as a negative thing. Feel sorry for the person that takes the time to deliberately write something negative, or I look. As you guys know, I'm quite an renowned photographer within the landscape photography community with Pentax, and we do have a few people in that community that deliberately go out of the way to actually offend me. And it's not even photography related. And I don't get offended by that. I actually feel sorry for those people that have gone out of the way to say those comments, because there's no reason for them to do it. If I post a picture of a tree and someone goes out of their way to actually not criticize my composition or something, but say you're a horrible photographer.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's not. I feel sorry for those people. So try and look at it on that perspective, Paul, because it's not about you.
No,
it's not about your photography. It's not about your video. It's someone who's obviously has an issue outside of the world of social media, and just feels that they're free just to offend people. And yeah. Unfortunately, that just doesn't go for YouTube. That goes for social media in general. I mean, we see it every day, don't we? And we put ourselves out there. So if you're going to put yourself out there, I think you have to be ready to get a bit of it.
Yeah, you do. And you have to realise that from day one. And that's kind of I was very much, when I went into it, I'm thinking, do I really want to put myself into this position? But then a part of it, I think, is saying, do you know what? This is good for you to kind of put yourself out there in the first place. Because if you can, as much as it pisses me off, if you can accept that you're kind of getting this grief from it, then it does help move you forward almost.
Oh yeah, I think you definitely can learn from negative comments like that. That's in terms of character building.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think it's any different than if you go for a new job and maybe you look about your depth and you feel a bit small in a big world. and someone trying to stand on your head to get ahead of you. I think it's the same sort of thing there. It's all character building, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, the thumbs down thing. Photography is so what's the word? I literally had it on top of my head. Subjective.
Yeah.
That people were gonna, regardless whether they thumbs up or down, are gonna either like it or not anyway. But if you was to put your image or your video on a table and all them people viewed that image in front of you in a room, how many of them would actually come up to you and put a big X across? They're not, are they? They probably wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
But like Matt said, because they're sat at home and there's no repercussions for their
Yeah.
There's no barrier, is there? Yeah.
so I don't take any value out of it really. But yeah, I uploaded a video a long time ago, and I sort of did like a shameless plug about a woodland workshop, and subtly, and yeah, this woman, just honest to God, she wrote me
I remember.
I showed you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 4 or 5 paragraph message, like private message. She got a really one, not even comment. It was a private message.
Yeah.
I think it was on Instagram actually. Anyway, and oh my God, I got like a third way through. I just started laughing. I thought if I don't laugh at it, I I just want to throw myself off the bridge, because it's pretty much what she's telling me to do.
Yeah.
It was.
What'd you do? Step on a leaf or something? And you shouldn't have. And she abused you for destroying the countryside. What happened?
I was in the woods and I'd said, look, I'm running woodland workshops and blah, blah, blah. And I was doing quite a lot of workshops at the time. This is before, I think it might be before lockdown. And I was getting into the swing of it. And yeah, she just basically told me that my content's no good. I'm an average photographer. I'm just summarising it. There was lots of choice words, like basically like I should go on a proper professional's workshops and to gain experience, because I needed it. It goes on. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But anyway, I messaged her and I said, yeah, great. Thanks for the feedback. I just sent her a real sarky sort of over enthusiastic response, like, let me know, are you a photographer? Can I come and have a workshop with you? Blah, blah, blah. I didn't hear nothing back.
You should have invited her over for scones and cream.
So I was at a family barbecue and I was reading it. And
why
what
not?
was this all about? But yeah, she'd really gone out of her way. Really gone out of her way. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, guys, positive things about YouTube now. We're being very negative right now. Guys, tell me about one photographer that you would like that you really enjoy watching on YouTube. Like a video that comes out and you guys, okay, I got to watch it. Got to watch the whole lot. Sit back on the couch with a coffee and go through the whole entire thing and enjoy every second of it.
For me, it's
And don't say yourself, Paul.
it's Matt Bishop. I just
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Especially when he wears a baseball cap and goes, yeah, boy.
I had to do that.
I think it's Simon Baxter for me. At the moment, I go through swings and roundabouts, but at the moment it's Simon Baxter. Yeah, I just love it.
Okay.
I just love his approach. His images are good, obviously. Yeah.
His dog's not as good as mine, though, mate. Come on, seriously. It's a poodle. I've got an Australian Shepherd. Like, come on.
Yeah, you win the dogs, mate. You win the dogs, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's, I was just saying the other day that I've stopped watching as much YouTube. And I think it's down to not wanting to be influenced by what I'm watching more and more and more. I don't want to kind of get on the old trend wagon. I don't want to, do similar things to anyone else. So by just not watching as much, I think maybe my content can be better in a way.
That's a good point.
But having said that, I've always watched. One of the first people I started watching, one of the first people that got me hooked on photography and hooked on wanting to do vlogging was Adam Gibbs. And I've always watched his videos right the way through.
Yeah.
I like his style of photography. I like the style of video because it's not over the top. It's not something it's not. And then for entertainment factor, I guess it's Gavin Hardcastle, isn't it, really? You can't go past Gavin for pure entertainment as far as photography is concerned.
Yeah.
So those are the two that I've always kind of watched for a long time. But as I say, I've scaled down a lot.
Yeah.
I've scaled down a lot. I mean, even to the point where I've noticed my YouTube feed isn't actually bringing up as many people now because I haven't been watching them.
Yeah, I tend to watch the same 4 people, like you said. Adam, Gavin, occasionally Tom, but mainly his son Simon. So I don't tend to get new people come off mine either.
Yeah. I would like to think you watched ours though, mate. I mean, what's that all about, mate?
Yeah. What's going on there?
You didn't mention ours there, and I'm quite offended.
I didn't.
What about... Come on. Hey, come on, you got to tell me. You don't like Wild Italy.
Wild Italy.
I watch you two when I'm in the shower. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a bit too much
Wild
more
Italy.
information, mate.
Hey, what happened to that bloke that was on years ago? Oh, I think did you guys actually interview him? There's an English photographer who always wears a different beanie on, and he's got like funny teeth and a mouth. Really funny guy. Oh God, what's his name?
Oh, Paul Johnson.
Paul Johnson.
Yeah, he's great.
He's entertaining.
He's great.
He's entertaining.
He started back up again. He's great.
I can remember watching him when he first came out because he was that guy's been around for what 6-7 years or more probably. I mean, when it all started, he's actually a funny bloke.
Yeah, he's superb. Yeah,
I could watch a video of his the whole way through just because he's a funny character.
Yeah.
He's just very, very particular person, and the way he approaches everything's just got a bit of humour.
Yeah.
To it that dry English humour just makes you laugh.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Paul's. Always, yeah. I think if Paul took it seriously, no offense, Paul. I mean the video, not your photography.
Yeah,
I think if he had took YouTube seriously, like Tom's and Simon's and Adam's, and
he doesnn't like Tom though. I understood.
But
yeah,
if he would have, I think he would have been. He could have been quite big, bigger than.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that watched him, and like you said, he's been around for a while now.
He has, yeah, definitely. Another guy I don't mind watching, in Australia actually is a bloke by the name of Andrew Marr.
Yeah, I love it. I love watching his stuff as well.
Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, really
mixes it up a bit with a bit of drone photography, and he shows Australia because there's not too many landscape photographers, who vlog in Australia who show. He's from Western Australia, so he shows the other side of Australia. The more isolated part, and he's got some beautiful videos. He's actually done, I think, a bit of stuff in Scotland too. He's travelled over to England and done a bit of stuff.
Yeah,
seems like a good bloke.
Another person we need to get on the podcast. Really do.
Well, he said he was going to come on. Yeah, I spoke to him and he said he was up for it, and then I don't know what happened.
Right.
Yeah, we're a bit unorganised on this podcast, aren't we? We'll get around to it.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted. It'll be all right.
Yeah. We've got some big names coming up, but we won't spoil who they are anyway. Look, we're all sorted now. It's Tom's fault. It's because he's been living out of boxes.
Yeah, he's been moving boxes around the house, claiming he's been busy and all that.
So I've got a dog here. I've got a dog here in my mouth. Hang on a second. I can remember when I bought my dog, I said to the bloke, I said, "So what do you think about these dogs?" And he said, "They're the best. Australian Shepherds are the best breed in the world." He said, "They only have one defect. You'll find their hair on the butter in the fridge. It's freaking everywhere.
Right.
Nothing you can do about it.
It's just everywhere. Eh?
Yeah, it is. But guys, you guys need to get dogs because you look so much better on YouTube if you got your own dogs.
Dogs.
I love them.
Tom, what type of dog would you have, mate? If you were going to get a dog, I reckon you get a German Shepherd.
Just going to say German Shepherd.
Yeah, I can see you with a German Shepherd next to you.
Yeah.
You know, you can see Brutus with a big chain on his neck.
See, I used to have a Newfoundland.
Did you really? They're beautiful
they're
dogs.
lovely.
Yeah,
really nice
They
natured,
are.
but they're big ass dogs.
They are very big ass dog, big 50, 60 kilo dogs.
Massive.
But
they're beautiful. Yeah.
And they love their swimming in lakes.
Yeah.
They love
water.
swimming, those dogs. Yeah.
Well, they've got web feet.
Take 'em out.
They've got web feet.
Have they? I don't. One of my ex-girlfriends had web feet. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all, mate.
Was she a mermaid, mate? Was she or Australian mermaid?
Oh, good. Anyway, so I think we've pretty much covered, haven't we?
Pretty much, yeah. I think we pretty much put people off and put people on.
That's all right. That's good. Look, negative comments it's interaction. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I offended someone out there who's got web feet. But
Motley's at it again.
Paul, you got some editing to do, mate.
Oh,
Okay,
mate, this is going to take days.
good luck. No, good. Leave it all on there. Leave it all on there. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
I want to get more whiskey, I think.
Yeah. So we'll just do the wrap up part, Tom. Just wrap it up.
Tom, wrap it up. So, I hope we covered some of your, your queries on what are you? I don't know. Spin some shit. Go do it.
Get us out of this hole.
Get it.
All right. Right, so thanks so much for listening, everyone. It's making me
Paul, do me a favour. Don't cut it out. Leave it all in there. This is gold. If you cut any of this out, I'll shave your balls off when I see you.
Oh, dear.
Okay, Tom, you can do it, mate.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I just got a bit of face now a minute. How's our mate doing over there?
You ready? Breathe.
Oh, good.
You got to use your diaphragm when you breathe, and when you're giving birth. But
Right. Well, thank you so much for listening. How do you think that went? Do you think we covered pretty much every aspect of photography, YouTube, the social media? You think we missed anything?
I don't think so.
oh yeah, always miss something.
Probably, but we can get another podcast out of it, so it'll be fine.
That's for sure.
Well, I hope everyone got a little bit of information out of that. I hope we've sort of encouraged new photographers at the very least to pick up the vlogging camera, and like me and Paul used to do, sort of encourage you to go out with a camera, whether you wanted to video or not. And I guess we'll see you next week. Or is next week? When's our next podcast going to go live, do you think? Are we going?
Oh, it depends on you, Tom. Really, doesn't it, mate? I mean, at the end of the day.
Well, I might be away for 3 weeks, but I've already said we'll organise it so I can ring in, and we'll get one up and running.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, beautiful. We'll get one up.
So cheers,
Cool.
guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.